Hi, this is part 5 of our New York Times crossword puzzle tutorial. Just 2 more after this to go. Today we're doing a Friday puzzle, which is a themeless puzzle, which means we're going to have larger chunks of white space to deal with and longer and fewer words. Some people like themed puzzles, some people like themeless. Most of the time beginners tend to like themed puzzles the best because it gives them a foothold in, but I've definitely grown to appreciate the elegance of themeless puzzles. I should also point out that today's puzzle is created by Robin Weintraub, the first female constructor we've had this week. The New York Times is notoriously bad at gender parity between constructors, and in fact there are a ton of female constructors who simply go unpublished by the newspaper, even though they're extremely good. This has been a long-running problem for the paper. If you're interested in crossword puzzles created by women or people identifying as women, then I strongly recommend the Incubator crossword, which is a tremendous piece of work and is available online. So with that out of the way, let's get into this puzzle. Looks like a fairly open grid, some longer words, that's great. We still start at the top left, so butte, not sure. Movie night, not sure. Pursued by a bear is Shakespearean stage direction. That's exit pursued by a bear from The Winter's Tale, one of the best stage directions in Shakespeare. Butte, not sure. This X might be helpful. One who needs to go, probably in exile. Binary code bit. Well, it's not a 1 and it's not a 0, so I wonder what this is. All right. Freaks out. Not sure. Kazan, a film. This is Elia Kazan, an old celebrity. Not particularly interesting, but that's life. Every puzzle has a little bit of glue. I believe he's a film director, but I'm not sure. Butte, still not sure. Time to blow this popsicle stand. Might start with let's. I could see that. Binary code bit, still not sure. Some progress is better than none. It's a start. Okay, so we've got our first long word here, or our first long phrase, actually, and we should be able to build off of this to fill in a large chunk of the puzzle. So let's see how it goes. Movie night has got to be Jedi. That makes sense. Butte is a jewel. That makes sense. Wigs out, and a digit is part of a binary code. So just like that, it's a start unlocks an entire section, and this often happens when you crack a long answer, which is why you always want to try to work your way up to them and then ride them into new areas of the puzzle. Let's keep going. This might be time. Let's roll. Tune with syncopated rhythm. Could that be a rap? Maybe. Let's hold off for now. Criminal charge. Maybe a tase. Could be. Weekend shopping venue. I'll say farmer's market, but that's probably wrong. Noted characteristic of a corpse flower. Well, that's odor. And all something really cool, not sure. Probably gotta go here. That would make sense. Having limited focus. ADHD? Nope, too short. All that is really cool. Someone is all that, someone is really cool. I get it. And yeah, these smaller words tend to be a little bit easier to work with, which is why you start from those in a themeless and then work your way up. Fox in The Fox and the Hound. That's probably a musical instrument, but I don't know what. Having limited focus. Must be ad hoc, as in a committee that is ad hoc has got a limited focus. It's bound to show you the way. Bound. Interesting phrasing. Probably something clever going on there. Fox and the Fox and the Hound, maybe a Tom? That doesn't, I don't know. Food for a giraffe, not sure. Weekend shopping venue, not sure. All right, so we seem to have run out of words we can get here. Let's jump down one level and see if we can get anything here. Raise one's glass, get off the street in a way, might be exit. Could this be an X, product of a teachable moment? Probably not. Replete, might be rife. Let's try that. Lucy Blank Hayes, 1800s First Lady, not sure. Some nose to tail cuisine. Don't know. Let's take out rife. I don't want to leave a word in there if I'm not sure of it. And let's jump over to this part of the puzzle, see if we can find another place to break in. Castilian knight in medieval Spain with the, not sure. Do, Do connector. Do as I do, maybe? Do as I do, so the phrase. Brake components, probably ends in an S. Triglycerides, for example, not sure. Words following huh? Not sure. New parents, woe, that might be colic. That would make sense. Discs are brake components. All right, so we've got something to confirm that as I, which is good. Words following huh? Still don't know. Still don't know this Castilian night. Retire, fall into bed. No, short one letter. Arcade achievement, probably a high score, except we're one letter short. All right. Clear screen. Free game. Maybe colic's wrong. I bet this is acacia. I think acacia trees are what giraffes eat, but I'm not a giraffe expert. Triglycerides, for example, I bet that's lipids, and that way this short one can be Lon Chaney, standard entry in crosswords. It's got to be top score, not high score, top score in an arcade. All right, that works. Raise one's glass. I bet this ends in toast, even if I'm not sure how it begins. Maybe make a toast or call for a toast, something like that. Ceilings, caps, probably. Never mind. Stet. Stet is another standard bit of crosswordese. It's shorthand that editors use when saying, never mind, leave this in a manuscript after all. So you sometimes see it clued in weird little ways. Say yes to without saying yes, probably nod at. Crown, not sure. Impatient kids wine, not sure. Retire, call it a day. Needed quite a few letters there, but I bet it would have been a lot easier if we'd gotten the first 2 or 3 letters consecutively. It usually is. The SID, maybe, C-I-D. Words following huh. If I say huh, you're going to repeat yourself, so you'll say I said. That makes sense. And it's bound to show you a way. That'll be a road atlas, which gives us Todd, Fox and the Fox and the Hound. I don't know about that at all. Ad hoc, that's got to be correct. Gotta go. Maybe that's wrong. I don't like that at all. I'm not convinced. Weekend shopping venue, still not sure. Raise one's glass, not sure. Seasonal pickers, not sure. Are we there yet? Gotta be. There's nothing else that Y blank T could be on the end besides yet, and that's going to give us the full answer there. So we'll try building off that. Crown. Pate. Yeah, pate and crown are both names for the top of your head. Seasonal pickers. Still got nothing there. Just cause, no reason. All right, so ideally we want to start on the top left and work our way towards the bottom right, but that's not how things quite worked out this time. So let's try and fill in this bottom section before we leave. It's not normal, but we've got several first letters here, so why not give it a shot? 45's better half. 45 is probably a reference to Donald Trump, but his wife is named... what is his wife named? M something, I thought. Maybe it's not a reference to Trump. 1936 Summer Olympics icon. Not sure. Finish on a diamond. Tricky clue because it's got a question mark at the end. Not sure. All right, well, let's leave this after all, I guess. This will be Tybo. That's an easy one. Fill in the blank tends to be very easy clues and a good way to break into the puzzle if you're just not sure where you're going. Kid drinks from one, probably a teat, as in a kid of a goat. Seasonal pickers. I really feel like we should know this. I don't know. Enters without looking, say. Nope. Holding. Nope. Weekend shopping venue. Palindromic animal. Well, a palindromic animal is going to be spelled the same way front and back, forward and backward. So that'll be a U. Seasonal pickers. Huh. Wetland predators. Not sure on this one. Fermented feed. Not sure. Dope. Not sure. Unable to stick the landing, say. Still not sure. Maybe off balance? Yeah, off balance, like a gymnast is after landing on a little bit off a balance beam. Boy, that was a lucky get off of just one letter. It may not be right, but let's check a couple crosses. Fermented feed, not sure. Radio station alert, not sure. People who place. Medalists? It's got to be medalists. Or maybe finishers. Let's try a couple more. Abbreviation near a tilde. Etc. maybe? Might be etc. Meet at a poker game. Call, no. Unavailable, say, nope. Raw spots. Well, I'm not confident in etc. And to be honest, I'm not that confident in off balance either. So I think I'm going to pull it. Although I'll be very annoyed if it ends up being right. Tough puzzle, which is nice. It's good to have a little bit of a challenge on a Friday. Tune with syncopated rhythm. Criminal charge? Might be tase. All right, let's... So, who's in? All right, let's try some of the shorter stuff down here. Try breaking in a third time. School of the Future, might be MIT. Not confident because of that question mark. Printed fabric is probably toile or something similar. Egrets. Egrets are wetland predators because the T in toile makes sense. And that's one where knowing a couple of common crossword words, toile and egret, makes life a lot easier here. So let's go from here. School of the Future, not sure. Closes up for good, probably shuts. Empty, not sure. Home to 0 winners of the FIFA World Cup, surprisingly. Probably not toile after all, because I like Peru here. So who's in? Not sure. Empty, not sure. People who place, probably ends in an S. Nope. Well, this just isn't coming together. I'm pulling all of this out because we don't want to leave possible wrong answers in. All right, we've kind of tried most of the sections of this puzzle now, so now we just kind of have to go back and find something that we can get. And sometimes you got to grind it out, and this looks like one of those days. But that's okay. This is a good puzzle. This is going to go just fine. Fox and the Hound. Still not sure. I really want this to be Road Atlas. Garage sale. Got to be a garage sale. All right, so I have no idea what's going on with this Todd, I have no idea what's going on with this Todd, but it's got to be correct because there's nothing else this could be besides Road Atlas. Let's check the other letters just to make sure. Gotta go. Yep. Ad hoc. Yeah. Todd. Well, I'll have to look that up afterwards. Maybe it's a name from the story. Don't love that, but I guess it must be right. Gotta go. Ad hoc. Yeah, there's no way any of those are wrong, so let's leave it. Criminal charge. Well, it's not... Oh, a rag tune, a ragtime tune. That makes sense with a syncopated rhythm. I don't know what syncopated is, but I can look it up afterwards. This probably is Taze, actually. Let's ride or let's roll. Not sure which one. Raise one's glass. Propose a toast. All right, this should unlock a lot of stuff. Let's roll, definitely. Product of a teachable moment, life lesson. Get off the street is plow snow. Rife is correct here. Offal is some nose to tail cuisine. ASU is probably the Sun Devil Stadium School, Arizona State University. Maybe not. Holding as an asset. Okay, so it is probably ASU. And seasonal pickers electorate. All right, that makes sense. That's super clever. I really like that. Yeah, this is off balance. Gotta be. It's nothing else. And Lucy Webb Hayes. P-brain for dope. That makes sense. So you notice as soon as we filled in this top section and started working down with the first several letters of multiple words, things just started falling into place. And this often happens with a puzzle. You get one decent answer and it just unlocks everything. And it's one of the more satisfying parts of solving crosswords, frankly. But it sometimes takes a little while to get there with a themeless. So you just gotta keep at it and hope that the next answer is the one that clicks it all into place. Mind you, let's not get ahead of ourselves. Fermented feed. Still don't know what that is. Radio station alert. Don't know. People who place. Still don't know. Abbreviation near a tilde. Might be etc. All right, let's try over here. Enters without looking, say, touch types. That makes sense. Very clever too. Wetland predators has got to be ending in an S. So who's in? People who place. How does that end in a P? People who place. I bet this is going to be real good when we figure it out. Printed fabric. I still want that to be 12. Let's just try egrets and see what happens. Fermented feed, not sure. But all of these letter patterns look realistic to me. People who place. Nope. Unavailable, say. Fermented feed. Radio station alert is on air. All right, that makes sense. Goodness, I was starting to get a little worried there. Raw spots, maybe pores, maybe? Unavailable, say. Unfit? On call, no. Abbreviation near a tilde. Well, let's try etc. just to see what happens. Raw spots. Meet at a poker game. All right, if I meet you at a poker game, if I meet your bet, it's to see. I'm seeing you. So let's do that. Unavailable, say. Nope. All right, let's pull etc. Runners up. Runners up. That's super clever. So this is a great example of a tricky Friday clue where it's plural and the answer is plural as well, but it doesn't have an S at the end after all. So it defeats the strategy that I occasionally use of plugging an S at the end of a word that obviously is plural. That's very good. I love runners up. I like that. I like that entry a whole lot. Okay, let's keep going. Unavailable, say, in use, I bet. That makes sense. Still don't know what fermented feed is. Might just be a word I'm not familiar with. Abbreviation near a tilde. Oh, escape, ESC, because a tilde is the key right below escape on a standard QWERTY computer keyboard. That's very good. Raw spots, that's got to be pores, right? What else could it be? What else could it be? Sometimes you just got to run the alphabet and think to yourself what it could be. I'm not seeing anything other than pores. Well, let's run it just for the sake of it. Bores, cores, doors. I was doing this in my head, but it probably makes more sense to do it on screen. Sores. I bet it's sores. Yeah, because a sore is a raw spot. Okay, so that makes sense because I wasn't convinced by pelage and pores didn't make sense for that clue for me, but it was all I could think of. But sores makes more sense for raw spots, and silage sounds, you know, I would believe that's a word. I've seen other words like it, like foliage or roughage, so silage seems totally reasonable to me. All right, school of the future, not sure. Printed fabric, I really do bet that's 12. Closes up for good. Asia. Home to 0 winners of the FIFA World Cup is Asia, and that is surprising, actually. There's a ton of people living in Asia. Empty, probably null. Seals closes up for good. School of the future is roe. That's very good because roe are fish eggs, so they're a fish school of the future. So this is exactly the kind of tricky clue you can expect on a Friday. All right, so who's in? Any takers? Very nice, and that's going to let us finish up the puzzle. So Fuzzy Berry is a, I should know that. Maybe a kiwi. Those crosses look okay to me. Bad place to go apple picking, probably the Garden of Eden. Not sure. La Vie Boheme musical's Rent. That's an adaptation of La Vie Boheme. 45's better half. Side A. I get it. So 45 not as in Trump, but as in a 45 record on an old turntable. So side A is the better half because it's the single. Sometimes side B is better, but that's fine. 1936 Summer Olympics icon. It's not a thing, it's a person. It's Jesse Owens. And that just leaves us with 9th, which is the finish on a diamond. Finish on a baseball diamond because the 9th inning is the last inning of the game. And winner's accessory is a sash and a beauty pageant. Very nice. All right. So a couple of words we didn't know, like silage or Todd, which I'm going to have to look up. But you got to expect that on a Friday puzzle. And despite some difficulties, we managed to pull through. So yeah, a couple good illustrations here. How to crack back into a puzzle, how to get moving again if you're not seeing anything, and then the general pattern you want to follow through a grid, especially in a themeless puzzle, because once we get rolling, we roll, and that's standard. So tomorrow it's Saturday, the hardest day of the week for a New York Times crossword. So check back, and I will see you then.